Well, you don't need it facing at me while I'm eating, do you? But what I was gonna tell you is breaking up is a big word, and I try to when I get into arguments with my girlfriend, I kind of try to think of it as like, okay, this might mean a lot to you, or this might mean more to you. But I think of it like as the N word for African American people, because that is a big decision. Well, it's a big word, and it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna affect how you are. It's gonna affect other people. It's gonna affect her, and sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's easy to think we're never gonna get through this. Like, there were some things that Maya and I did one time, and it was, you know, it was fine. We never really thought much about it, but what I did, I made the mistake of doing it the day before she got on her cycle, so she got really nervous. She got nervous about all the consequences, what's gonna happen, all that stuff, and I didn't realize that it was when she was on her cycle, and neither did she, because she didn't know she was on it yet. So we thought we were never gonna make it. We thought this is probably it. This is done. I invited her over. I told her how much she meant to me, how much she helped, and kind of seemed like she didn't care. And then once she started crying in front of me, because she was tearing up, but once she started crying, that's when I knew she cared. And I realized that I'm taking this a bit too further than I should. Because I feel like I said to her, we're gonna get through this after, she was done. And if you're gonna break up with Alyssa, or if you're gonna break up with anyone, just do it when you're calm and you're not thinking about it. If anything, the biggest thing you would do in the heat of the moment, which you really shouldn't even do, is say you need a break. Meaning you need a break from each other for a while. Not saying you're breaking up, because then that's going to lead to they're automatically going to say, well, I'll prove him wrong, and then go to see another person. They're going to change all the lock screens. They're going to delete all the photos. So then you can think about it, and you're not dating other people at the time. So, because like right now, you might be thinking about dating other people, and so might she. And she's going to be distracted thinking about, oh, I need to date somebody else. I need to do all this. And while she's distracted by doing that because she knows you're broken up, she's not gonna have time to think about what she wants and how she needs to approach things. And sometimes the thing is with girls is when it comes to them being like, they try to get a reaction out of you, and they will say things like, I'm fed up with you, I'm done. And what guys do is, I'm not saying either side is right, and it's really not. The girls start the game, and the guys go along with the game, acting like they're being stupid, meaning, I'm fed up with you. Oh, okay, alright, see you later. And then the girls will be like, well, but wait, don't you want to hear your side? Or I want to hear your side. And you're like, well, no, because you already said you're done with me.
Why are you literally describing my situation right now?
I don't know.
Keep talking.
But something my dad told me is, you just can't go along with that game. What you just gotta do is, they're gonna do that all the time. And you either gotta approach it differently, so you're not playing the game, but you're not giving them the reaction they want, which just say, I'm sorry you feel that way. There's nothing I can do to stop you. If there is anything I can do to stop you, let me know. And let me know how I can help this so we're both happy. And when you say that, that will A, let them know that you care. And B, they won't be getting the reaction they want. And C, you're not playing their game. You know, because what they're expecting is for you to be like, well, wait, no, hold on, and then they're gonna be holding the most cards, and they're gonna be like, nope, I'm already done with you, and they want you to work for them back, and you can't do that because for one, that's not healthy, and two, that leads in her leading the relationship. Like, okay, fine, but you have to do this, or later on in the relationship, she's like, you know, I'm just gonna break up with you again if you don't do that. And you're like, no, wait. So you can't play that game because then she'll take advantage. So you just gotta say, I'm sorry you feel that way. There's nothing I can do to stop you because it's clear that you've already made your choice. But if there is, then let me know. And another thing that I really need to work on is the smart assery. You know, boy, what you even talking about? You know, oh my God, I can't even do this. Dude, you're so annoying, and I'm really bad with that.
I understand.
I mean, because it's like we're trying to hide our emotions. We're trying to do two things. We're trying to not show that we're upset and we're feeling upset, and we're also not trying to let them win at their game. But what that does, I've noticed, it really screws up a lot of stuff because what that portrays to them is that you don't care, and you do care. That's not how you actually feel, but you just want to be acting like it's a joke, you know, and you just want to be, you know, so like, whatever, it's fine, you know, and trying to act cool. And what you just got to do is you got to keep your side of the street clean. She can go and be dramatic, she can try to play that game, she can try to be swaying, she can try to be annoying you. But you keep your side of the street clean. You use your manners. You say, I'm sorry you feel that way. You say, you know, if there's anything I can do to help. You talk orderly, and you don't talk like a douchebag. Because then, next time this happens, or after it happens, when the apology comes, I know it sounds very messed up, but there's multiple reasons. One of the reasons being, that might stick out the most, you don't really have to apologize for anything. You did your part. You kept polite, you agreed, you listened, you stayed there, and you didn't get angry. So now she's the only one who has to apologize. And that it's gonna help you a lot with more other girlfriends. And she's most likely, I can't guarantee this, not gonna do it again in the future. Because A, she didn't get the reaction she wanted. B, it shows that you care. And it shows that you care, but at the same time it's not saying you're please. It doesn't say you're devastating, you really want it. So you just gotta you gotta have the ability to say, well, I didn't do that. I mean, because heaven forbid that all of a sudden she screenshots all those texts that you sent, shows it to her friends, you get a bad reputation. I've gone down this road before. You get a bad reputation, other people don't want to talk to you, you lose more friends. And what you just gotta do is pretend that she's screenshotting everything. And when she screenshots those, if she does, it's gonna make her being like, well, I'm tired of this fucking bullshit, blah, 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 blah. And you're gonna just be the calm one. But don't think of it that way, but don't expect that's gonna be the way. Because then you're gonna develop that feeling of, well, I was doing everything right, you're the one that's being stupid.
Because then that's gonna make you cocky and arrogant, and that's gonna make you, the way you're gonna do it, like the way you're gonna keep your side of the street clean, isn't gonna be sincere. It's just gonna be like, sorry you feel that way, you know, and you're gonna just go back down the same path. So you just gotta, you know, and a big thing that I used to be really bad with, that I'm really happy Maya is good with, is dealing with the heat in the heat of the moment, meaning don't post shit. That's the number one thing. Do not post anything. Do not say, the smallest thing and the only thing you can do is saying, logging off, don't feel like talking right now. I would say I'm upset right now, but that's gonna get people to want to talk. Rough day, just minimal. Don't have anything involving her, don't have anything, or broken hearts, because then even something as small as a broken heart will make people think, well, okay, broken heart, he's dating Alyssa, they've been, arguing recently. It's gotta be that. Let me talk, let me spread gossip. So don't even post anything. Don't delete pictures, because pictures are great memories, and they kind of hold on to our past. And also, if she's like, you deleted all those pictures? Well, why? That's gonna cause it to be even worse. Number one thing, do not change your screensaver. Do not, because that's gonna lead to, your mom's gonna be like, hey Brady, can you look something up for me? Yeah, sure. You open up your phone, your mom's gonna be like, wait, why is your screensaver different? Oh, well, listen, and then when you're talking with your mom about it, you're gonna get more into the emotion. You're gonna think, well, yeah, and she does this, and you're gonna get all tied up with your own side. You're not gonna be hearing the other, so you're gonna think worse about her. So, and sometimes what happened to me is when you wake up the next morning and you're not upset, and you see the screensaver, and it's a good screensaver, it's a good memory. And you start to really think, this could, not it is, but this could end. And look at how happy we are in this photo. We can try to work to go back to that. And she might do that. I mean, because again, you guys are teenagers, and that's just how it is. And she might do that, and she might, do all that. But then, when you get to say, I still have all mine here, what does she feel? Guilt. Well, look at Brady. He cares. He's doing all this stuff. He kept the pictures. And then here's immature me, deleting and acting on the impulse. He's more mature than I am. And that's gonna make you more confident, because you're gonna have that feeling, I'm more mature than she is right now, and I'll know if we do end up breaking up, my road will be fine. I'll still be driving down that path. She's gonna have to go through all those obstacles, dealing with emotions, what she could have done differently, what you could have done differently, but you already know, because you're going down that mature path. You don't have to worry about people thinking bad about you, because you have the proof.
I can't tell you that I was being completely mature.
Huh?
I said I can't tell you that I was being completely mature.
It's hard to be mature when you're in the heat of the moment. Some of the stuff I say, I've cut back recently, and I need to start going. I try not to swear in front of Maya. That's one of the things I never like to do, because it's very ungentlemanlike, and I've been doing it, and I need to stop more. Do not swear in the middle of an argument. And one of the biggest thing, my number one thing that I need to work on is caps. I don't think you or Alyssa probably do that. I think that's only me. But I do in all caps. Like, I'm so tired of this. You can do all exclamation points. I mean, you shouldn't. The limit is at least 3. But don't do caps, because with the exclamation points, it says you're being loud, but it doesn't say you're yelling, when like caps do. And emojis in an argument, I wouldn't recommend doing unless
It
it's
doesn't
crying.
usually happen.
Right, unless it's like crying, because it can look like you're being a dick, you know, and
Right.
you know, like, I don't know, what's a good example, like, if you were to say, you know, if you were to tell her something and you would have that smug attitude and then you would send an emoji that made it look like, you know, like, okay, if you're annoyed at her and you send her rolling eyes, that's gonna look, she's gonna focus on that because it's bright colored, attracts your eyes. She's gonna be like, what's wrong? So that's another thing you want to stay away from. And going back, I just reminded myself with the what's wrong. Now this, I doubt you experienced probably with her, that you might want to talk about. Something that I had to get mine to work on is one thing my dad taught me very well. When you ask or she asks what's wrong, don't say nothing and don't say it's fine. And because then you're starting the game. You're starting the whole, you know, no, nothing is fine. I don't want to talk about it. And if anything, just say, you know, I'm really upset right now and I don't feel like talking about it. And if she does that, then don't play in her girl game. The, oh, I want him to ask. Do the, I'm sorry you're upset. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I've done that for a long time. So yeah, I have this funny story. One time, a girl said, she looked upset and said, hey, what's wrong? And she's like, nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, fine, I'll tell you. I'm like, I only asked you once. So, you know, I mean, it's just say, I'm sorry you feel that way, and if there's anything I can do to help, and if you need a break. And she depending on the situation, she will most likely say, you know, well, it's just, or there might be times where she doesn't feel like talking about it, and she will be like, you know, well, I thank you for saying that, and she might not talk about it, you know. And a big thing I've always had, I don't know if it's because I'm an only child, but I really like to know a lot of things.
Yeah.
I really, like, if there's girls talking about something, I'm like, what? And if they're like nothing, I really want to know.
I understand.
And I've always been like that, and I've learned I just gotta fight that, you know, and hopefully just think of it like, you know, she probably, oh cool, she'll probably just tell me on her own. And when she's not upset, just reassure her and tell her, or you can tell her in the moment, listen, I'm your boyfriend, and I'm here to talk to you with this. And I think you telling me nothing is not healthy. I think you should talk to me about it. So then you're not upset the entire time and you can vent. And she might, you know, be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Or she might just be like, no, I really don't feel like talking about it. Then just drop it. Because then even that's still playing her game. Just drop it and say, okay. And then bring up another topic. Because she'll want to keep talking about that topic, but bring up another topic. You know? And it's complicated, you know, with that stuff. And you just gotta be the mature one. There's always has to be the one mature one, you know?
And I usually try, I mean, you know, sometimes one or both of us is at fault, right?
Right.
And like, I always tell her like, you know, we should work on this, or you should work on this, instead of saying like, we should work on this. And I think part of that is my problem. Like I don't. We come from similar situations.
Mm-hmm.
We're only child. Our parents are divorced.
Right.
and sometimes it's hard for us to think
look
about
for
other people.
Yeah.
And I think not all of that, but part of that is why I have difficulty in my relationship.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm not bragging here. I'm just giving you, you know, real. One of the things my parents have always told me is I'm good with admitting my part.
Yeah.
And
I try to do that too.
right, and one of the things you just got to do is if she has something that's wrong and it's her in the situation, you either got to do so if it's a situation that she's contributed more but you've still contributed a little bit, you got to say, listen, I'm sorry I did this, and I'm gonna work on that, and because I'm working on that, to make it even better, maybe you can work on this. Or you can say, listen, I've noticed you've been texting me more, you've been caring more, you've been saying you love me more, and I thank you for that. But do you think if it's possible, maybe you can try to work on this? And I'll try to work on that too.
Right, it's gotta be a give and take type of thing.
Right, because if you were to be like, you gotta start working on this, that's gonna end up in her, well you never text me, you always wanna see your friends, you always wanna do this, you're always working, you're never seeing me, it's like you care more about money than you do me. Because she's gonna come defensive, but if you give her a compliment, or you admit her part, she's gonna feel well, he did just compliment me, and, you know, I feel better. Or it's gonna be, well, I'm not the only person at fault here, see, he's admitted some of this stuff too. You know, and, I don't know Alyssa, because I've never argued with her, but just judging by, you're the typical high school boy and she seems like the typical high school girl, you know, does she post stuff, or does she talk to her friends about it right in the situation?
I don't know. I mean, it's possible, of course. You know, I always say that it's best for us to just talk about it, but sometimes that's not realistic.
Right, yeah, and that's, you know, sometimes I need to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
But when you talk about it, you just, again, you cannot stay in your own bubble. You cannot be only telling your side.
Right.
You have to say, and you know, I understand why she's upset, because I was doing that.
I do, yeah.
Right, and I'm not saying you don't.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, if you keep on like telling yourself, you're gonna be like, yeah, I mean, she does that. And you know, now that I think about it, she does that too. And she does that. You know, I'm tired, I'm breaking up with her.
I know what you mean.
So, you just gotta, you know, and then even when you're talking about it and you are telling some bits of your side, you're like, oh, that's why. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
You know, and because you're finally hearing yourself say it, and you're hearing it. You're not listening.
Right.
You're hearing it, and you know, it's tough. I don't know what she's like, and I don't know if she's a loud, obnoxious, or I don't know if she has an easy temper, or if she, you know,
And I'm not. We both have that type of temper. We both are. I know that I have a temper too, because I get it from my dad. My dad has the worst temper.
Yeah, I get it from my mom. My mom and I both have anger issues coming from our ADHD.
And it's not that she's like. It's not that she's 100% better at me than that, because, like I said, we both have our faults, you know? Mm-hmm. We're both only 18, 17 years old, and we're still growing, maturing, all that other stuff. And I always do try to, especially with her, try to not let my anger influence what I say, and that's one of the things that I told her that she should work on. But like one of the things that she told me that I should work on was something that I thought was stupid. Like she was like, well, you don't post me enough. or you don't like show enough of me.
That's the one thing that. So I've always told people Maya and I are like the exact opposite.
Right.
She's like the boy, I'm like the girl. I, being the one that posts all the stuff.
Yeah.
And she doesn't.
Yeah.
And I'll give you my perspective because I've always called myself, I'm the most feminine guy you'll ever meet because I act more like a girl than I am a guy with situations like this. And I'll speak to you about how it probably feels. I would just tell you to take advantage, really take advantage of if she does post stuff like that, if she posts stuff about you, I would really take advantage of that. I mean, because for a guy like me that my girlfriend never posts stuff about me, it's really painful because how it's perceived.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Like, I know, let me tell you how she probably feels.
Okay.
She probably thinks, maybe not, maybe, but this is how I think. I think that I don't have to put you all over the place to let you know that I love you. I don't have to post you here and there or wherever to let you know that I care about you.
Do you tell her that you love her?
I do. And I told her what I'm telling you right now.
Right.
That's how I feel about the situation. But right now, thinking about it, I'm telling her to fix these monumental things, and all she wanted me to do was post her. And that's right now how I'm feeling. Like, that's such a
small thing, right? And just continuing the way I feel, I don't know if she's the same as, but like with Maya, the way it feels towards me is when she doesn't. It feels like for me, A, she don't really care. B,
I think that's how she feels.
B, she's embarrassed. That's a big one. That's more of a grade school one, but because
I'm not at all.
Yeah, no, because the my one that I just said is more of a grade school one.
Right,
It's not
no.
really a high school one because high school you're more public with it.
Yeah.
But you're embarrassed, or it makes you feel like, well, here I am doing all this, and he can't even. I mean, because for guys, I'm not most like guys, but I know how guys work. We try to influence our friend, and we try to have the big ego, and we try to be the big guy, and we don't like to show our emotions.